welcome. I'm going to play this video game. Now, some of you guys may assume that I know everything and everything there is to know about this game. Please don't assume that. I know next to nothing about this game. I will do my best to try to explain the things that I have figured out, but do not mistake that as expert knowledge of how this game works, because I have no clue. A little bit of background information. I have 3 monitors. The resolution is too big for to be displayed, so I am showing you essentially what is on the center monitor and not the 2 sides. There are some videos on my YouTube channel that show the whole thing, and they are, from what I could see from most people, horrible to try to watch. So I won't be recording that and posting it for you. Let's see, what can we talk about first? This game is awesome. It's a really great game. I enjoy it quite a bit. It's pretty graphical. It's pretty neat. Maybe my settings. Maybe you want to know about my settings. Okay, so the middle mouse button, or the scroll wheel, if you click your scroll wheel, you can move your head around. Yeah, pretty nice, pretty fancy. Cool. I have played a lot of Counter-Strike. First-person shooters. Played a lot of those games. There's no difference. This is Counter-Strike in a 3-dimensional space. You are a first-person shooter. The only difference, instead of a guy, you're a spaceship. You can set up the keyboard the same way. WASD. Forward, backwards, side, side. I set the crouch key as my down access, the jump key for my up access, so that'd be control and spacebar. Q and E will roll left and right, and that's about it. I use my scroll wheel for the throttle up and throttle down, and it makes this game quite playable very easily with a keyboard and mouse. That's the way I play. Maybe if you want to get into some crazy dog fighting and things like that, or maybe some real immersion, you might want to buy one of those HOTAS things. I don't. This works fine for me for now, and I have a good time with it. I do have the Horizons expansion. I think it's an extra $20 from the game. It's worth it. You can go onto the planets, drive a little buggy around, land on the planet bases, things like that. You have, I don't know if the regular game has passenger cargoes or not. I don't know. I just bought the whole thing because it's going to be cool. First, starting out, I didn't start in the ship. This is an Asp Explorer. I think it's like a $7 or $8 million, maybe a $9 million or credit ship. The biggest reason that I use this is because you look there, it is a 26 light year jump capable range. When you first start out, I think you can go like 6 or 8, and everything that you put into your ship will change that number. And if you look right there, it shows the picture of the ship. Then this is the ship, what kind it is. It's an ASP Explorer. This is the jump range is 26.83 light years. 28.51. I think that's like the maximum. I'm not really sure what that number is. One of those numbers means that's how far you can jump at any given time, and that's that. The way that you change ships or adjust what is on it, you go to the Starport Services by pressing the space bar. You can navigate down this with AWSD, or you can click on it. We're going to click on the outfitting, and I will just show you some of the things that if I decide that I want to go farther than, my jump range, I want to go higher. I don't have anything in the utility. This is where you would put, well, let's see. You could put chaff launchers, ECMS, heat sink launchers, kill warrant scanners, these kinds of things. That's where you would put here. You purchase them like that. So okay, I want I want a kill warrant scanner. You click on it. It tells you down now if you now when I hover over this, see the numbers are changing. The different levels and the different price ranges give you the abilities to do certain things. Now if you look down at the bottom where you'll see total power, it's way too much. It's more power than what I can provide in my current ship. So if I wanted this particular scanner, I would have to go back out of here. Don't hit escape, you have to hit the back button. Go back again, and go back again, and I would have to get a bigger power plant. Now I have a C-class power plant right now, and I upgraded that from a D. If you want jump range, you do everything with a class D. So whatever level, the highest level you can get. I think that the highest level in the starter ship is a level 2. And then with the class, you get everything in a class D. And that is going to make it lighter weight materials so that you can jump further distances. If you start upgrading to the C's and the B's and the A's, you're going to get better quality and more bang out of the device, but it's going to be heavier, and you'll be able to jump shorter distances. So does it mean anything really at first? When you're first starting out, it's kind of hard when you're jumping 5 jumps. You got to jump 5 different times, and I can jump once to get to the same place that you're going. So that's probably why you'd want to upgrade to a higher class power plant or higher level power plant and stay in the D class rather than a C. But lately I've been doing a lot of dog fighting, so I want more power so that I can have more guns, more weapons active. So I need more power, so I needed a class C, or actually really what I really would need is a level 5 class A power power plant, which is down here, but they're 5 million credits. Now if I click on this, you'd see that now my bar here is way higher than what I need, as opposed to this. As I go down, you see that it changes how much power I'm actually putting out. You can also see that if I go with a class D power plant, that my jump range has gotten better because it's a lighter, but it also puts out 9% less power capacity, and it puts out 50% more heat. So as I go up, now this is what I currently have, so that's why my numbers down here are the same as what they normally are. Now if I jump up to a class B, it puts out 10% less heat, and I get 10% more power, but I lose some jump range. In space, there's a lot of space out in space, so you need jump range, depending on what you want to do. If you want to make big money, you grab yourself a VIP passenger, and you take them 200 light years out to a buoy, and you come back and you make $3 million for the one run. Well, if you're going to go out 200 light years, you're going to have to make 4 jumps with this configuration. If I configure this thing back if I configure my ship back for jump range, I can get 32 out of it, which will make it so I don't have to make one of my jumps. So I'll be 1 jump less that I'll have to make to go to the same 200 light years, which will put me there 10 or 15 minutes faster in real life time. It takes a couple of minutes to make every jump. We'll go out here in a minute and I'll show you a jump. and show you how to select all that. So currently I've got it configured for dogfighting. I've been collecting, as you've seen in the last video, I've been collecting bounties and using those bounties to get money. I'm going to go to the surface here. You can see we're in this. This is my home base, or what I've chosen to be my home base because I like it. Request launch and clearance.
Landing coupler disengaged. Access corridor is clear.
Landing gear retracted.
This is a big ship, so I get a bigger berthing when I go into there. Hit my mouse button. I've got my mouse button set that I can use. That I click my middle mouse button and it takes control of my pitch and roll, I guess you would say. Or no, it'd be my pitch and yaw. Now the settings in this thing, they're very confusing. Very, very confusing. The text, the setups are very non-intuitive. It's a text-based setup, so it's kind of hard to find the option you're looking for. So you want to go into controls, and you have your flight and your thrust. Now these are very interesting to find. I did flight thrust, lateral, I left it blank, leave that regular. Thrust left is A and thrust right is D. Now that's your strafe left and right. Thrust up and down is your space, which would be jump, and down, which is left control. Basically just like I have for my Counter-Strike setup. Forward and backwards is W and S, just like Counter-Strike. Let's see here, rotation, Q, roll left, roll right, and E. That's pretty standard for most flight simulators. It may have been like that by default, I can't remember. Mouse control, mouse X-axis, yaw, off, pitch, off, and that's how I do it. Then I click the middle mouse button, and it allows me to point my ship with my mouse. And I think it's the flight throttle right here. Increase throttle. What I did is clicked on this, and then I rolled my scroll mouse forwards or up. Then I clicked on this, and I rolled my scroll mouse wheel down. So mouse wheel up, mouse wheel down will control my throttle. And I think that's it. If you have any more questions, I will try to answer them. But that's how I do it. So if I hit my mouse button, now I don't have any control over where my ship's pointing, but I can look around, which is nice. And then I hit the mouse button, and it automatically centers me back. All right. So if I want to look over here at this panel, I just unmouse click, I look over to this panel. Now I can use my WASD keys to navigate these menus. Now if you want to switch tabs, it's E and Q. If I want to look at this chat one up here, which doesn't look like there's anybody online, maybe it's not working. No. For that one you have to push number 2. For some reason it doesn't want to lock. So those are the 2 people that are local to me, which they aren't people, they're just NPC ships, and that's the kind of a ship, I guess. Hit number 2, come back. So if you don't want to use it this way, if you don't like looking around like this with your mouse, if you want to just keep your mouse locked so that it controls your ship, you can hit 1. You can hit 2, 3, 4. I think that's it. Yeah, 4. That's it. But the whole time I was doing that, you notice how my ship's still moving because my mouse is still in control of my ship, which may be beneficial. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Well, let's go do something, because I don't want to just sit around here. So this is, oh, if you hit X, it immediately stops your throttle. It puts your throttle to 0. Here's the thing you have to worry about. If you have your mouse set to your scroll wheel like I do, there's no stopper. You can just keep scrolling down. Well, now I'm going backwards, which maybe that's what you want to do. Maybe that's not what you want to do. But if you hit X, if you're ever wondering where you're at, just hit X and it will stop you. X will cancel it out. Alright, so we're going to go find something to do. Normally what I do when I'm trying to get money, go to the top of this list, because we want the stuff that's close to us, not the stuff that's far away. And I'm looking for A4 LHS LHS 3505 4A4. That's the one I want to go to. I want to lock that destination. Now, when I look here, you can see in my window here, or in my little orb right next to my radar, you can see a blue circle, and it's an outline. It's not the actual. It's not a dot. Now, if you watch that dot as I turn, it moves. When that dot is got a hole in the center of it, it means it's behind you. If you go towards it, see, now it's not behind me, it's beside of me, which means it's a solid blue circle. And now I'm coming around, and you can see that there's my target, LHS 3505A4. It is 64.2 light seconds away, which is quite a fucking distance. And here I accidentally hit the back on my mouse, so I'm just going to hit X to cancel it out, so I stop. I want to go there. So let me charge my Super Cruise, which is J. Oh, well, see, I'm mass locked. The little blue light there says mass locked. I can't yet. I've got to get further away from that station over there. So let me throttle up, and I'm going to give my engines full power so that I can go faster. So push up. So I've got, and that's, you use your arrow keys for that. Up is your engines. Down once resets so that they're all even. Up once is engines, so you can put them all engines. Then you can put them up. Then you go sideways to weapons. You go engines, weapons, or reset, and then up. That's how I usually go. Sometimes I'll do engines and system. But when I get into a fight, you'll see that I put all my weapons there and then engine, so my weapons are full. Now you see that little blue dot box where it says mass locked is away. I can now frame shift or Super Cruise.
Frame shift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Now if you look at your throttle, that little line is where you have your throttle set to. Now when scrolling my mouse wheel up and down, you can see it's going up and down. It's right next to my radar down there in the bottom screen next to that 100%. You'll see that going up and down. That's where my throttle is set. When you're flying around in space, gravitational fields have a lot to affect. That's what those blue circles are, those big blue circles. Those are different levels of the gravitational field around those planetary objects, whether they be planets or moons or anything like that. When you're flying around like this, you want to keep that line in the blue. Now your computer will adjust your speed if you see it's that the 0.24 C. C is how fast you're going, and you can notice that it's automatically slowing me down. When I left it in the blue, it was automatic. I mean, it'll automatically slow you down based on the gravitational fields. But if you go all the way full throttle all the time, the computer is not going to be able to adjust enough speed. Or the way I understand it is, the computer is not going to be able to adjust enough speed for you to make sure that you don't fly past your place where you're going, and you start having problems with gravitational fields and overflying things, which happens. It's not that big of a deal. You just throttle back, slow, and start to turn back towards your target. No big deal. Sorry, I was thirsty. Alright, so this is the planet we wanted to get to, and there's a reason that I wanted to go to it. You see that high resource extraction site? That's where I want to go. So I can either turn my ship to it, and now I've throttled all the way down. I'm still in frame shift or super cruise, but I'm just going really, slow compared to the relative distance of space. So if I put this on here and I hit T, it will change my target to the high resource extraction site. Now I can also retarget this, and I can go over here like that, and I can actually go into this list. Now that I'm close enough, I can actually select it here. I can select that. Oop, I didn't actually select it. Select lock destination. Okay, so there's that one. I also can see the other ones that are around here. There's a low, and what that high low is the risk factor. Okay, and there's another high one, which is over there. I want to go to that one that's closest to me. There's 1.14 light seconds. I want to go to the 1.0 light seconds, which is the other one that I had. So I'm gonna just do it the easy. Well, I wouldn't say easy. I'm just gonna do it this way. Let's speed up a little bit. And you see that I'm staying below the blue. That will keep me going slow enough that the gravity of this planet won't mess with my computer and my frame shift drive and sling me way past where I'm trying to go, or sling me into this field, which if I get slung into here, I've never crashed. It's always just emergency dropped me out of the drive, of the hyperspace drive, or whatever, the frame shift drive, whatever kind of scientific thing they're trying to use to do whatever. I don't know. We'll get close enough to it. We'll hit J to drop normally, or not. See, it just dropped me out. Normally, it would tell you you're within safe dropping distance, so we're dropping you out. But it didn't, so it just dropped me out like that. A lot of the times when you drop out like that, you'll have a certain period of time when you have to cool down. You can't go again. You have to wait for your frame shift drive to cool before you can go anywhere. But we're here at the resource detection site. No, we're not there. We're actually too far away. So, are we mass locked? No, let's hit frame shift drive. Let's get a little bit closer to it.
3, 2.
I don't want to spend 4.9 days getting there. Oh, that's because it's the wrong one. No wonder it dropped us out. I didn't have it selected. Alright. Let's select it right this time. This one. Is it that one? Let's get up here. We'll turn around and take a look. Now you can go a lot faster if you go up and down. Your ship does not turn left and right very easily. Okay, there's that one. 28 milliseconds away. Where's the other one? There's one there. What is that? That's a whole different planet. Different planet. Well, apparently I have goofed because this is not where I thought we were. Alright, well, we'll just go over there then. Screw it. Why not? Well, I told the computer I wanted to go to there, apparently, and then I tried to go somewhere else, so that's why we're having this issue. So we'll just go around. Now if I get into that yellow, because I have the Horizons pack, you'll see that I have this yellow line around the planet. And now if I start to go into that, it will change from spaceship to aircraft, which it's kind of the same. We can do some of that too. It's not that hard. It's not that difficult to do. Just don't really prefer it. This is the funnest way I've ever found to make money. There's a trick to this too, so that you don't get yourself killed right away. Now I should have put a kill warrant scanner on this thing, but I didn't. Kill warrant scanner would allow us to make more money faster. I have a Sidewinder that I was using in the other video that it has a kill warrant scanner on it, and I made a whole lot more money with that than I will make with this. But at this point, I got like $1.5 million in the bank, so I'm not too worried about money right now. Well, these ones are going to be a lot easier. I think that the ships are a lot easier to see when you're in the white background too. Now it's 11 seconds to target if it is at the current speed, and it's 1.1 megameter. Now once it's below a megameter, see the safe disengage, hit your J, you'll drop out of hyperspace or whatever they call it. Now I want to continue to go towards that resource extraction site until I start seeing ships appear. And then I'm going to start, I'm going to take a break for a second, and then I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Alright, so, got a ton of ships around me, which is good, that's what we wanted. Alright, you can see that they're fighting already. So let's go ahead and target one. We hover over one of them, we hit T. Now, he's an expert. We're scanning him. He's wanted. I'm not sure if we're going to attack him yet. Let's go over here. See what's going on. Let's get our guns out. Not sure if we're going to attack him just yet, because what we want is to never get into a fight where we are the big dog and there's other people that aren't helping us shoot him.
Target shields online.
So let's wait for a second. Now if I shoot before I actually scan him and it says that he's wanted,
Shields offline.
if I do that, I will be in big trouble. But now that I've scanned him, I know that he's wanted. I can go ahead and shoot. I shot once, now he's red. Now I'm going to try to stand back. I want to keep him targeted, but I'm going to stand back because I don't want to be his primary target, because he will kill me. Because I'm not a combat pilot by no means. I'll help him out a little bit here and there. Well, now notice that my throttle is set to 0. And I'm just kind of WASD-ing it.
Target shields online. Under attack.
Yep, now he's coming after me.
Target shields offline.
Shooting with my lasers. Now I'm seeing I just got a credit. Now I don't actually get that money. I don't actually get that money until I go back to the spaceship or the space station and turn in that bounty. Once I turn in that bounty, then I'll get paid for it. So we just kind of hold those over here in our transactions. We've got credits here for helping to kill that guy. Now, if we'd had a kill warrant scanner, and that guy had warrants in other systems, rather than just the system we're locally in, if it had warrants in other systems, that kill warrant scanner would have told us that, and it would have added those bounties that he has in other systems also to our claims. But we don't have a kill warrant scanner, and we didn't kill warrant scan him. I didn't do that because I have a lot of projectile weapons and laser beams on this, because I was just tired of getting tortured when I'd go to fight people. So I would have to change weapon groups, which you can do if you've got, especially if you have one of them HOTASs and stuff. Probably make it a whole lot easier to do that kind of thing. Alright, so there's what I'm going to scan next. Let's T. He's clean. So we are not going to be shooting at him. There's some shooting going on over here, so let's see here. See who this is. See if we can find out who they're shooting at. He is wanted.
Target shields offline.
There's another scout. We'll see if we can get a shot on him. Alright, we're in range. Our X is turned to dots. Let's shoot him. See how slow it turns sideways? Now he's behind us. He does not want our guns, apparently. He is not liking it. Let's go back and down. There he is. Boom.
Target destroyed.
There's 42,000 credits. So, a couple minutes. We've made a couple credits. Alright, so let's go and show and redeem these, and then we'll go and do some other things. So, we hit U. That'll put our guns away. And landing gear is L, by the way. I hit X because we're going backwards. I don't want to back up into a rock. Alright, now, I've spent a lot of time in this system, and I've been shooting up the bad guys. So, the green ones you see on there, they are basically the police in this system. And since I have spent so much time in this system fighting the bad guys, for lack of a better term, finding bad guys and shooting them down, or helping them to shoot them down, they're my friends, and they love me. Now, your reputation doesn't change, again, until you turn in those warrants that we have. The bonds over here, the bounties. See, now this is the bounties that we just got. They added them all together, so those are what we have so far. Let's go back to Orbis City, so we'll go to navigation. I hit Q to get back over to this navigation tab. I'm just going to go down this list. I mean, I could go to the system map, which is here, and I could select Orbis City this way, which, again, I'm using the, you can click on it, you can click, or you can use WASD, and right here is Orbis City. Now I can select it and be like, okay, let's go. I can do it that way, and it tells us where it's at, or I can just scroll through this list. Because it's big enough, you know, this is everything in the system, and it's not something that you've got to be close enough to get to. There's a list of it in here, and I'm not sure exactly where it's at in this list. I'm pretty sure I went far past it. Orbis City, select it, engage the Super Cruise. It's not going to let me because we're mass locked because we're too close to this. So Let's go ahead and get out of our mass lock. There's Orvis City over there. Now we're climbing up out of here. Oh, we're gonna miss that gunfight, aren't we? That's okay. We got some money. We're gonna go turn it in, and we're gonna go and we're gonna go land on a planet and drive a buggy around, looking for ore. Okay, we are no longer mass locked. Let's hit J.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I like to I like to throttle down right away because I don't want to be going now. See how that Orvis City is a circle? It's a dotted circle line or a dotted line. The circle means it's behind a planet and or an object. Now, if you could only see, if you didn't see where the sun was shining off that planet, you might think that it's just out in space somewheres. But because it was behind the planet or an object, now it's not, and the line turns solid. We'll speed up. We want to stay out of that gravitational field because we don't want to go into there. So we're going to go out a little ways. I got her pegged. I got the throttle pegged right now. So I'm just trying to pull up out of this gravity well. Alright, we can turn all fully now. We're going to miss that planet. Now this planet is 50 seconds or 50 light seconds, and that one's 63. So if we go full throttle straight at this planet, right about here, the gravity well of that planet will suck us in. Now I don't really know if this is actually built into the game to work this way, or if it actually even does save you any time. But sometimes I just like to slingshot around gravity wells. So I'm gonna go full throttle at this guy. And now you can see where I'm gonna be overspeeding. See? There, okay, that's the sound for overspeed. Now when I start pulling back out of this gravity well, the gravity well should slow me back down, and it surely did. Did that make it go any faster? I don't really know. I really couldn't tell you. Is it supposed to work that way? I don't know. But it's kind of fun rather than just sit here and cruise control for a long time. Now when you get into some planets that you've got to go thousands of light seconds across the system, sometimes to me it seems like it takes a lot longer time than if you were to just do what I just did. But I don't know. I don't really know. I've never actually, set it up in a controlled situation and tried it both ways to see. Alright, we're about to jump out. And we're going to jump out. Now I also have auto docking on this big ship. So, when you get under 8, or I think it's under 7, I'm not sure. But under the 7Ks for sure, I'm pretty sure. We'll go into here and we'll go to Contacts, Orvis City, Request Docking. And it says up here, docking request granted. But my auto docking says I need to slow down. So let me hit X. And I'll let the computer fly me in. Now the computer takes over.
Permission authorized. Proceed to landing pad 15.
And I can just relax.
Landing gear deployed.
1,000 meters from touchdown.
I don't think you actually have to enter the hangar.
Landing complete. Thrusters offline. Deploying.
I don't really think we have to actually enter the hangar to do what we got to do. So let me just go to. If you have passengers, you absolutely have to actually go into the hangar to do anything with passengers. But I think that we're just going to turn in these things, confirm all of these, which is 80 grand. Cha-ching, done. All right. I am going to have to actually go into the hangar, though, because we want to get a buggy to go fly around on a, or go drive around on a planet with. Okay, so is it these ones? No. Utilities? Yes, utility. Browse the shop. No. Somewhere in here. Optional. Empty compartment. No. Cargo racks, maybe? No. Livery? Ooh, nope, that's painting. Utility? No. Hard points? No. It's gotta be. Utility. It's gotta be. Maybe they don't sell them here. Well, that blows. Core internals. Just see. See what we can see here. That's just sensors. Okay. So it's not going to be any of these core. Optional, maybe. It must. Limpets, Doctor Commander. Oh, planetary vehicle hangars. I must have looked right at it. You guys are all cussing and swearing at me. It's right there. It's right there. Alright, well, we're not going to have everything deployed at the same time. So, under the retracted power is where we're going to be at. Basically, it's basically what it's saying is deployed. If we have our weapons deployed, I'm assuming, we will use more power than what we can generate. But our weapons will be retracted, so we'll just go ahead and get this. Buying options. If you had one, you can exchange it, but I don't, so we're just going to buy that one. Alright, now it gives me this vehicle slot. Let me click on that. Shop. Now this is the only vehicle that I can buy. It will go into that slot. So we're going to buy that. We're going to purchase it. It's only 5 grand. It's not that big a deal. Okay. We're going to go. Alright, so now in our ship, if you look down here, now we have a Scarab. We can't deploy it because obviously what you can do the details, whatever. Anyway, so now let's go find a planet. We'll go drive around on a planet. You can also see that my light years have changed. Not by much, but enough. So we'll jump to another system, and then we'll go fly around on the planet.
Landing coupler disengaged. Access corridor is clear.
Now it really sucks that the computer won't launch it, but the computer won't launch. You got to watch for that green light. The green light is the side that you enter, or you enter this hole. So try to do that so that you can avoid other ships. Now I'm in open play. If there are two. There are more ships, human players in there. Now, if you look on my radar, you see those gray or those brownish squares that are empty. Those are other players, other online, real life, living and breathing human beings flying ships. The solid ones are, they are APCs or NPCs, non-playable characters. And there, those are gone. That's done. Alright, so we want to jump to another system. Now, here's the thing. You can jump from anywhere in a system as long as you're not mass locked. And my landing gear's down.
Landing gear retracted.
As long as you're not mass locked, you can jump from any system to any other. So let's go to the navigation panel. And we're going to go to the galaxy map because I want to show you guys the galaxy map. It's huge. I mean, these are all stars. These little dots, these are stars. And these aren't all the stars because I've got it filtered so far. I've got it filtered. I have it filtered by security, and I don't have any lawless or anarchies shown. Here are all the rest of the planets. Or I can just filter none, and that will show everything. All of these are stars that you can go and you can visit. And all of them are in here. They're all, every light is a star. If I zoom back in, you can see all these stars. All these, look at them all. Most of these, when you get over to here, nobody's been to. I mean, look at that. Look at all of them. I have been to probably 5 or 10 of them. Somewhere over in this area here. And I actually am the first person to ever go there, and it actually lists me as discovered them, which is cool, I think. Will anybody ever get all the way over here? I don't know. There's actually a couple of passenger missions that you can pick up a passenger, a scientist, who wants to come over here somewhere, and he will pay you $31 million to take him over there. It's a 3,000 light year jump, which doesn't sound like a whole bunch compared to a video game, but 3,000 light years in this game, well, 3,000 light years in anything, is a long way. I probably went close to 60 or 70 jumps out here at 32 light years a jump, and I just said, okay, I'm done with this. Just got bored with it. It's a long ways. There are these people you can go in this wolf industry, this wolf place, and you can go to visit this. Oh, this is hard because I can't remember. Okay, so you use AWSD. You can scroll around, zoom in, zoom out. The right mouse button, or no, left mouse button does this. Right mouse button goes up and down. There are a ton of planets, or I'm sorry, stars that you can visit. We are only interested in ones that have security. We do not want lawless anarchy. And I apply that filter to my route so that I don't go through places that I could lose my ship. My ship costs $800 and some $1,000 in insurance to buy back, and then you lose your cargo or any mission that you were on. So it's not fun to lose $800 and some odd $1,000 and any progress and or mission that you have. So let's go ahead and we're just going to jump to, let's see here, high is the blue ones. Let's just jump to another high security place, like this one here. We'll go to that one. We're going to set this as a route. We're going to plan a route there. We're going to go look at the system route because we want to make sure there's a planet that we can actually land on in this system. which it doesn't appear that there is. At least not in what is discovered on this map. Now, you may find out that there are other planets in here that are not on these maps because your computer database on your personal PDA or whatever you want to call it may not actually have all of those planets in it. So let's try this one. Let's set a route to Wolf. Let's see. No, this one. Okay, and let's look at this system. Pretty sure, yes. Okay, you see this little blue thing? That means that you can land on that planet. This one means that there's a base you can land at. At least I'm pretty sure. I gotta try to remember when I say this is what you can do. I'm pretty sure that's the way it works, but I'm not absolutely positive. So we can go to this planet. Some things that you may want to know about how to pick a planet that you want to go land on. Alright. If you click on this tab, it shows you everything about that planet. Let's see here. This is an ice world. Okay, so you can get water, ice, hydrogen, hydroxide, whatever it is. Water-based stuff. Ice-based stuff. Not very many metals or anything like that. Which, sometimes you want chemicals and you want waters. So you go there. This right here, another ice world. Ice world. Usually the metal worlds are closer. It's rocky world, so this is going to be minerals. Rocky worlds are going to give you minerals and things like that. Let's see, rocky. I can't land at those, but I wanted to show them to you. There, okay, metal rich world. This one here is going to have metals. Now there's a lot of this information down here that will tell you whether or not it's a good place to go or not for certain things. Blah 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 blah. I don't really know. I've been landing on them. You can use this information to say a whole lot of stuff. I don't really know what it all means. Now you can go here too to these things. These belts. It says metal rich. That's all it says. Now somewhere in here there's supposedly something that says whether or not depleted reserves. Okay. Depleted reserves. Apparently that's like so you can go there, but you won't find much. I guess it's not a good whatever. Alright, so now we got our little circle there again. We're gonna go. We're gonna turn around. So there's our. Let's just go here. I wanted to show you this bit too, because if you don't know this can probably irritate the hell out of you too. So we're frame shift locked. Let's boost out of here so we can get our mass unlocked.
You are clear to resume home navigation. Stay safe, Commander.
Alright, now that we're not mass locked anymore, let's completely go to a stop. See our jets, our reverse thrusters are just going like crazy. And that has to do with your fuel over there. Alright, and then we'll hit J.
Frameshift drive charging.
To frame shift drive. Now this is a 17 light year jump, which a lot of the newer ships you won't be able to jump this far with when you first start.
Ready to engage.
And then you have to throttle up. That's what I was talking about. If you're not throttled up, it won't jump.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
And now we're going to jump to another system. It says high security, and I don't think I have any warrants, because if you shoot a ship before it actually says that they are wanted, even if everybody else is shooting at it, or your friends are shooting at it, if you don't know that it's wanted and you shoot at it, they will put a warrant out for your arrest. As soon as you get here, throttle all the way back. If you do not, you will fly into the sun. and you will start to overheat. So as soon as you get the come out of jump, you want to throttle back and turn. I happen to have a fuel scoop. Some people don't. I do. It's not necessary. Fuel is cheap, but I have a fuel scoop.
Fuel scooping.
So you get to where you're fuel scooping. Now I stopped. I'm going really slow. I throttled all the way down to let my ship absorb the energy of the sun. The closer you get, the more fuel you will get, the higher quality or the higher level of fuel scoop you get, the better, the faster it will scoop, and the more it will scoop at a time. So you can sit here
Fuel
for
scooping complete.
sometimes you can sit here for quite some time. Now I'm done. I'm full. I'm full of fuel. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull away from the sun. Gonna point away, throttle up, because over there where there's a nav beacon, we don't want that. Oh, we're going the wrong way. If you look at our dot
Scoop disengaged.
that I had put on where we want to go, it's over here. And this is the planet we want to land on. So we're going to go over here towards this planet. Now you can turn these lines and these circles and stuff off. If you see there's a circle up there by Wolf, whatever, and you can shut those off. I prefer them to be on. It just helps me with my personal orientation. You can shut them off if you want it to be ultra realistic. I just pretend that my ship is smart enough that it knows to draw these lines in for me on my HUD in my ship, like a 3D display inside of my ship, which is possible, especially in the day and age when you can, frame shift drive. So you can shut them off if you want. I like them to be on. Shows you all of those little things. At some point, this should turn into okay, so we've got the blue line. And you can go straight at it if you want. It looks like you're going to crash into it. I always get nervous, but I have never crashed into one yet. Maybe it's because I get nervous I haven't crashed into one. I don't know. I'm going to go to this crater. Okay, now we've just switched into landing mode or aerial flight mode or whatever, I don't know. Atmospheric mode, except for we don't have an atmosphere here, so I don't know.
Orbital flight engaged.
There it is, orbital flight. Now this is saying I'm going to crash if I continue to go at this angle. So I'm going to pull up. There we go. Because I want to end up over this crater. These craters are supposedly where you're going to find the most good stuff. Metals that are worth a lot of money, things like that. Now this is by far the worst way to try to make money. So if you're just trying to make money, do not do this to try to make money. This one, it's fun to do. Gives you something to play around with. In the future, I'm sure that there's going to be more mechanics involved in it. But at current, there's really nothing to do other than lie down here, drive your buggy around, check it out, grab some minerals and stuff like that that you can use to synthesize fuel or something like that. That's pretty much about all there is. So I'm gonna go at about, I'm at 119, so I'm gonna go to 0. Alright, and since I don't have any throttle, my ship is gonna burn fuel to stay level flight, which it's not a lot of fuel. It's a little bit weird to try to get this, because if I nose down, my ship has got to fight to not go forwards. If you don't have a ship with good enough thrusters, you'll start losing altitude. It looks like my ship is... Maybe it's not losing altitude, I'm not really sure. But you can tell that it's getting wonky trying to fight it, so... It's gonna go 0. And I'm actually not setting still, but... I'm gonna hit C and gonna go down. Or I'm not C, I'm gonna hit Control, which is my down. You want to be really careful, because if you go down too fast, you will crash and hit your ship against the ground, which sucks. I've done it. I don't need all the power to my weapons. In fact, I don't need any weapons. Give my engine the power. You hit jump. Hit X. You can see all these little stones down there. Now basically I've shut my throttle all the way back to 0, so I should just sit here and idle. Or hover. But I want to actually move, so I'm just using my WASD keys to move around, rather than setting my throttle. Now I could do that, I'd probably set it at like 20 or 30 and just cruise. But if you have any mountains, you will hit them, so you have to be careful. There's not really a really good third-person camera, which, you know, maybe there shouldn't be. I don't know. Maybe they should just have like camera screens, like over here. You know, like you can look at different screens through here, like you actually had a camera on your ship. I'm not really sure how they should do it. I understand the logic of only being first person. I don't necessarily like it. I'm going to try to go over here, because I think this is flat enough over here that we might actually be able to land this thing. Alright, let's put the landing gear down.
Landing gear deployed.
Alright. Now, if you look at the radar, it's different now. Let's see, X. I'm not really sure what this is. I don't know, I'm gonna keep it at 0. You do not want to hit it hard, so you have to be careful when you're coming down. Alright. So now we're landed. Now you notice that we're on the side of kind of like a hill or something, so the ship is not flat. But this is what you can do right now. Now underneath me there's another seat underneath of where I'm sitting now. It has been announced or widely talked about and widely discussed that they plan on making these multi-crews where you can get up, walk around inside your ship. Supposedly, I don't, you know, this is a big ship, and you'll see in a minute when I get into this Scarab. They're going to make it that way in the future. They haven't gotten to it yet. But if you notice, all of the components about this game have been designed to automatically include that stuff already. So it's like they've started the basics and they're just waiting to finish it up. Now this, you don't drive with your mouse. And X, it doesn't shut it off, it just hits a handbrake for a second. Now this thing is extremely fast. That's the outside of the ship. That's the rear. Those circles, the blue circles there, I don't know if they're jets or shield emitters. I'm not sure which they are. I don't know. I'd have to look. Might say what they are on them. But if you look here, there are two cockpits. There's one on the top and one on the bottom. So, you're going to be able to at least walk around your ship. Eventually. They haven't gotten that yet, but eventually you will be able to. So what you do with this, if you notice you notice that radar that's going around. Now that tells you the general direction of where there is some stuff to get. So let's go get this stuff. So you will look at that signal and you try to guess. It's like I'm going about the middle of that whole thing. And the closer that you get to it, the more narrow it will be. All these other rocks out here, they're just decoration. You can't really do anything with them. Drive over them. You want to be careful because this thing will take damage. If you go too fast, it'll flip over, and I've never done it, but again, I've always been nervous and cautious. And this thing will track also other things other than just rocks and minerals. Crashed ships, it will find them for you. You just follow these signals around. You see how this signals get narrower and narrower to pinpoint where it's actually going to find the metal at. I can see it from here. You can probably see it from here too. See that rock that's a different color than all the rest? That's going to be your resource rock. Now when you get close enough to it, it'll show up on your screen. See now it's targetable. So stop. When you get it there, you hit T or not. What do we have to do? That's not working. There's a button that we push to get to our turret. Not tab. 2, 3. No. Oh yeah, you got jets you can fly with. Forgot about that. Lights. What is that button? Controls. Under driving targeting. Mouse 2. Interesting. Okay, so mouse 2. It targets it when you have it close enough to you to target, and then your turret, which you can actually manually shoot. There's a button you can actually push to go and manually shoot it. But I don't do that. I have done it, but alright, so now we've got all of these materials. Zinc, vanadium. Well, that's which ones are closest to us now. So what we got to do now is get our scoop out. P? No. B? B? C? Scoop. Yeah, you can tell I don't do this much because it's just kind of fun to do, but it's not, it doesn't progress you in the game. Not yet. If you had some friends, kind of cool, I guess, maybe. Let's see. It's the same button as the scoop on the other one. Targeting, turret controls. And this is the problem with the controlling. It's a pain in the ass to try to find anything in these. And there's not a search function, so I couldn't type in a search scoop, and it showed all the options that have scoop in it. That's probably what they need to do. That would probably be the easiest way of looking through all of these. Ending overrides. Flight miscellaneous. Probably where we're going to find it. Toggle flight assistance Z. That's pretty much flight assist is where if in real space, if you start moving in one direction and you don't counter that direction, you will go in that direction forever. If you shut the flight assist off, it will go in that direction forever until you tell it not to. If the flight assist is on, if you push the W button, it will go forward until you let off, and then it will stop you. So that's what that is. If you have flight assist off and you set your throttle to 10% forward, and then you shut your 10% throttle to 0, you will still be going 10% forward always until if flight assist is off, it will always go in that direction until you turn your throttle to negative 10% for the same amount of period that you had it at 10% forward. And then so with flight assist, it basically, when you stop putting an input, it stops your vehicle. Automatically the computer says, okay, if I'm going forward at 10 feet a second, I need to reverse for enough of I need to put enough delta V reverse to counter react 10 foot of forward thrust, and it will stop you. The computer will do that automatically if you have flight assist on. If you have flight assist off, it will not do that automatically. You will have to do it manually. Rotational correction. Targeting TG. Weapons. Next fire group. N. Wanted to have more than one fire group. I only like to have one, because I don't like to be trying to find buttons on the keyboard to switch. Miscellaneous. Cargo scoop. Home. That's not good. Okay. Alright, so home. Cargo scoop is out.
Deployed.
Hold on just a second. Okay. And what you do, well, apparently they despawned. You run them over in your cargo scoop. We'll pick them up. But that's okay. We despawned them, so we waited too long. We'll find some more. Doesn't look like this one's too far away. Let's put our scoop away.
Cargo scoop retracted.
Oh, look at that. There's two of them. That's rare. And mouse. And I go really slow over these
Cargo scoop deployed.
because it won't pick them up unless it's targeted. So I just right click like a madman when I get over the top of them. Looks like I'm caught on the rock, which happens. There is one more over there. There we go. All right. Come on. Chromium and vanadium. You gotta be on it with this thing too, because this thing... This thing gets squirrely. New material, polynomaly. Okay. I don't know if any of these are real or made up. Okay.
Cargo scoop retracted.
Alright, this green thing should be our ship. So we target that. Yep. Now we can we can tell our ship to go fly off and then come back and pick us up later if we want to.
Chassis integrity compromised.
Uh-oh. I hit something. And it didn't like it. So essentially our vehicle got damaged. So we wanted to drive around on the planet. We could. We could drive around and collect minerals all day, which seems to me like we did some pretty good ones. We can go to inventory. Materials. What did we have? What did we pick up? SRB cargo. Empty? Basically, when you're driving around, you pick up these materials. Chromium. Focus crystals. Alloys. Density. You pick up these things. This is what you pick up. And you can use those to synthesize different things like fuel and, you know, things that will help your ship and your gameplay along. I haven't really gotten into it too much. Later down the road, I'm sure that there's going to be a point to all that. And they're going to design that into the game where if you have certain things, your ship can jump 10 times a little further if you use a certain fuel. Things like that. Or you can make you can build your own warp engine out of a certain material, and you can go that much further because you built it out of a certain material. All of that stuff is in the pipeline for the game, but it's not here yet. And you can sell those materials too, I believe. I don't sell them. I haven't sold them, but you can. But if you look there, you can see, this is a better shot. You can see that on the top, damn it. On the top, you can see that there's a seat on the top, which is where I sit. Where I have sat, and there's a seat right there. So there's already 2 seats in here, which makes me assume you're going to have multi-crewed vessels, and there's doors behind there. So, and it's already been talked about that you'll be able to move around your ship. So they've designed it already with that kind of stuff in mind. Now, I can't remember if we have to be in here a certain way to get back in the ship or not. But there's no auto landing on your ship. So you have to get it in here. Uh-oh. Board ship. Board ship. Alright. Our wheels fold back in. We go up into the cargo bay thing that we had equipped it with. And we automatically get put into our cockpit. And then we can take off if we want to. Alright guys, it's been fun. Have a good one. I hope you enjoyed it.